Welcome to the Will Studios. We're going to do another anatomy lesson today, focusing on triceps. We did forearms, biceps. This will be another quick 10-ish minute tutorial, and we'll talk about triceps. Most people start with a stick figure. I typically don't, but so here I just kind of autopiloted an arm real quick. This one came out with a really over-exaggerated like forearm muscle there, which is cool sometimes. Sometimes if you draw something and it's not perfectly anatomically correct, but it looks cool, then it looks cool, and that's really all that matters. But this arm would probably belong to maybe a zombie or something. But he still has a tricep. He has this small head showing back here, right? And you don't really see much else. There's three parts to a tricep. There's the small head, medium head, and that long head. And looking at, I want to make everything different colors. Let's go light blue for the boxes here. If we were going to box this out, right? Like this arm, like that. Let's make a few boxes. So, this one looking at it from more of a sideways position. Come here now. You'll actually see that medium head. Just a bit of that long head, because the long head is attached to your shoulder blade. So unless you're looking from a position where you're going to see some of the back, like this position, you really wouldn't. Like this one, you're going to see sort of the chest, or yeah, more from an almost side profile, I guess. For that arm. So you'd see some of the obliques, but you're not going to see any shoulder blade. This one I wanted to do from behind so that you would see a bit of the shoulder blade. We got the shoulder blade there. You're going to see much more of that long head of the tricep. Triceps are what makes a guy's arms big. And maybe you're a girl listening to this and you don't know that. But I feel like a lot of us in like the early 2000s, before the internet, we grew up without a wealth of knowledge on how to work out, and that was like the first instinctive thing we did was bicep curls. And so middle school, people typically had decent biceps if they were actively working out, or chest, whatever. Maybe they had an older brother that did bench press or whatever. And then they started working the triceps. Muscles grow the more effort you put into them. So keep that in mind depending on who you're drawing, right? Like Batman has been working out his whole life. His triceps are phenomenal. Like right there, if you put superhero physiques next to one another, let's do that. If I was going to come around here and say that this was Spider-Man, right? We're going to do a little pose off. This was Batman. And, you know, Batman and Superman, similar physiques. Let's pick somebody else. Let's pick like the Hulk. Right? So Spider-Man is typically depicted as being like 17. That's how like I remember Spider-Man. Even though he's 30 sometimes, he's still pretty much like 17. His physique doesn't really change too much. If you watch like the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon, he had a less lean body proportions. But I think everybody prefers the lean Spider-Man to the, you know, more average bodied Spider-Man. But anywho. You can see he has like a nice tight, high, small head. A developed medium head because he's swinging a lot. A lot of the connective tissues are going to be nice and strong with Spider-Man. And then a smaller long head in the back because he's a child. Batman is likely to be a bit different. Simply because he's older, I gave him a larger medium head. It doesn't come as high up. Or a larger small head, that is. And then his long head, you can see it a little bit more pronounced here. Because even though it's connected to the shoulder blade, it's flexed and it pops out a little bit more than Spider-Man's would. Then we come over here to the Hulk, and the Hulk you always want to draw like as thick as possible. And if he's flexing his tricep, that thing is coming out and kind of taking over his whole arm. Like whatever is flexing is going to take over like the bulk of whatever you're drawing with the Hulk. If he's in a position where he's flexing his shoulders are going to come out and explode on the page. In this position, where we want him to be showing off his triceps, he can be huge. That we're actually going to give like the long head a bit of a peak at that point. That small head ain't even that small anymore. And like the medium head is like competing for space to get out here and connect to the elbow. And that's what, I would take Batman's. If anything, I'm probably right here. Because I do a fair amount of push-ups. Anyway, work on your triceps, exercise. We're at 12 minutes. Let's do, because I've been drawing these guys completely flexed out. Let's kind of draw from that other angle here. Like, let's say the triceps are not flexed at the moment, flexing a bicep. And we'll just use Batman's physique here for this one. So we can relax that small head a little bit. And that's really all you do, is you drop the peak of that small head down when the peak of the bicep goes up. And if you can do that much, then you made it. Because you've displayed a basic understanding of how the muscles work. Beautiful. You know what? I'm going to wrap that up there for the tricep lesson. We're going to revisit all of these things many times over the course of the channel. I might just do an arm day. I feel like I'm getting better as I do these as well, so we're both getting something out of it. I get content to post, you get content to consume, we're both getting better at artwork, and someday you can read my comic when it's finally finished. Thank you for listening, and tune in again.